At the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power station, underground water is flowing down into the reactor buildings and mixing with the contaminated water retained there, causing an ever-increasing amount of contaminated water. To tackle this situation, TEPCO is employing three basic approaches: redirect fresh water away from contaminated areas, retain contaminated water, preventing leakage, and remove the source of water contamination. This video will describe the methods of removing the contaminated water from the trenches as one of the measures taken in the removal of contamination sources. The trench is an underground tunnel, originally designed to store pipes and cables, that is connected to the corresponding turbine buildings. Of the trenches constructed on the premises in the station, the ones connected to Units 2 and 3 are currently filled with highly contaminated water containing radioactive impurities from the respective turbine buildings. To date, the contaminated water retained in the trench has not seeped into the underground water around the buildings or into the ocean. But to prevent any possible risk of leakage, TEPCO has decided to remove the contaminated water from the trench and instead fill it with cement. As an initial measure, in order to stop water flow between the trench and the turbine building, TEPCO created an ice wall, made by inserting coolant pipes packed in polyester bags placed in the trench and operating since April 2014. Because small gaps were created where the pipes and cables passed through the wall of the turbine building, these areas were difficult to freeze. As such, a reinforcing cement was applied to the gaps. This led to a certain degree of success in stopping the water inflow. However, having found that a small amount of water was still traveling back and forth between the trench and the building, TEPCO proceeded to fill the trench with special reinforcing cement. The special reinforcing cement has been observed to fill the trench in this effort to halt the water inflow. The filling operation began in late November 2014. This special cement has specific characteristics of water resistance and liquidity which make it easy to apply. Although the cement is injected through an existing vertical shaft, it is able to spread throughout the entire trench, filling the gaps around pipes and cables. After the trench water level is reduced, the special cement is injected while removing the contaminated water inside and closely monitoring the water level. So as not to exceed a certain water level height, the contaminated water will be pumped up and out and transferred to turbine buildings. In this way, the contaminated water has been removed in a smooth, safe fashion. TEPCO will proceed with the operation work steadily and with care, always ensuring that safety comes first. Working in cooperation with our partner companies, TEPCO continues in its commitment to risk reduction at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power station.